Hello friends, my name is Idan Almog and I'm the head of the Advanced Learning Technologies unit at the IDC. Since I could not attend the meeting, I've recorded a short presentation in order to tell you our story. So let's begin. First of all, let me introduce you to the members of the unit steering committee. The members are Dr. Noah Lemmerstreich, Dean of Communications and the head of the committee, Professor Mario Mikolinzer, Dean of Psychology, Mr. Nir Kaftori, Director of Information Technologies and Computing, and myself. So what is our goal? The unit's main goal is to establish an innovative, high-quality teaching and learning environment at the IDC. On the next slides, I will show you how we plan to achieve this goal. So here are a few principles that we see as the cornerstones of the Learning Technologies unit. The first one is quite obvious. It's not about the technology. Our challenge is not to integrate technology into the IDC's courses, but rather to find the pedagogical value that learning technologies can serve. Secondly, in many cases, we see that learning technologies are used primarily for entertainment purposes. We should avoid this common misconception and give our full attention to the real purpose of learning technologies. We must use it in order to enhance students' engagement. The third principle is about meaningful learning. One of the difficult problems that is rooted in the classical lecture format is that most of the students are passive. They are expected to sit silently in class for 90 minutes, hear a series of important words incorporated into even more important sentences, and then store it in their memory. This is a very difficult task, since a passive student mostly means a sleeping student. We believe that we can use learning technologies in order to change this situation by supporting more interactions between the lecturer and the students, as well as students among themselves. My message to you is that active learning is the key to meaningful learning. And now for our final principle, please let me introduce you to one of Albert Einstein's famous quotes: "There is no substitute for a good lecturer." Well, actually dear Albert never really said such thing, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind helping me draw your attention to my message. After I have outlined our basic principles, let's move on and see what kind of activities we initiate. In this diagram you can see the unit's main activities. As you can see, we conduct experiments with lecturers, develop a new teaching model called multidirectional teaching, and try out different concepts for explanatory movies. In addition, we lead a group of IDC students trying to vision the future of academy. And finally, we investigate and analyze the global frontline of educational technology. So now, let's dive into some of our activities. In the experiments with lecturers activity, we initiate experiments in order to examine and verify the quality of the learning technology tools that we identified as a potential solutions for our courses. In the experiment you are about to see, Dr. Anat Rosenberg, a lecturer at law school, used a class interaction tool called Poll Everywhere. She used an open question in order to get and present ideas and thoughts of the students in front of the class.
כן, באיזה חיסיון לטובת המדינה שבסעיף 44 וחיסיון לטובת הציבור בסעיף 45. טוב, אתם מעלים כמה דברים, והדבר המפליא, שלא חשבתי עליו, הוא יפה, הוא הנקודה הזאת, כן, המדיני-ביטחוני, ומישהו הזכיר את זה, עניין ציבורי הוא לאו דווקא ביטחון מדינה ויחסי חוץ. כלומר, יש פה עניין רטורי, שבו
This interaction tool provides an equal opportunity to all students, even the introvert ones, to actively express their thoughts and opinions. As complementary activity to the experiments, we're in the process of developing a new teaching model called the multidirectional teaching model. Most of you will agree that in the classical teaching model, most of the knowledge is transferred in one direction, from the lecturer to the students. This method may have been right for the days of the Industrial Revolution, when knowledge was limited to experts and the working places was constructed of simple, repeatable tasks. Today, information is available everywhere and is no longer the sole property of the lecturer. In the multidirectional teaching model, we encourage the knowledge to flow from all directions. In simple words, we believe that dialogues are essential to engage students and encourage them to develop higher thinking and communication abilities. Let's continue. We're also working on various concepts for short explanatory movies. In this activity, the lecturer is asked to identify the main concept and theories of his course, and then we will record short explanatory movies that will focus on the course's core concepts. Those explanatory movies will help students to learn the core knowledge of the courses, anytime, anywhere, and at their own pace. Let's move on to the next section, the story of Advanced Learning Technologies course. In this section, I will tell you the story of a course that was enriched by learning technologies. And now, I'm happy to introduce Dr. Gidi Moore, Senior Lecturer at the IDC. After the Advanced Learning Technologies unit has presented Gidi the lecturer's toolkit that contains various learning technologies tools, Gidi has selected the following tools for his course. The first tool is Moodle, our course site platform. Gidi uses the course site in order to upload all the relevant course materials, presentations, articles, research material, course tasks, and more. The students can use the course site in order to get all the relevant course material and information. In order to encourage collaborative learning in his course, Gidi also opened a Facebook group. In this group, Gidi publishes links to relevant articles, YouTube movies, and TED Talks. The students are encouraged to comment, ask questions, communicate with their peers, and more. Gidi also decided that he wants to interact with his students during class as well. So he opened a Poll Everywhere account. This tool helps Gidi to engage with his students by conducting various kinds of polls during his classes. In addition, Gidi decided to use Google Form to conduct questionnaires between the lessons. He prepared 3 reflection questionnaires that will help him to assess the status of his class. Gidi also decided to record 4 short explanatory movies for the 4 main concepts of his course. Those explanatory movies will help students to prepare themselves for the classes, as well as for the final exam. This story is just one example of a new course that uses the different learning technologies tools in order to improve the teaching and learning process. Okay, we have come to the final section of my presentation. In this section, I would like to give you a short glimpse into 3 learning technologies trends that have the potential to change the future of learning. Let's start with gamification in learning. Gamification in learning is the use of game thinking and game features in order to engage students in the learning process. According to Gartner's latest report, by 2015, more than 50% of organizations that manage innovation processes will gamify those processes. So the question is, will gamification also affect academic institutions and their teaching and learning methods? The second direction is MOOCs. MOOC means Massive Open Online Course. Such courses offer self-paced quality teaching for anyone, anytime, and anywhere. In the last 2 years, we can see more and more leading universities, including Ivy League institutions, getting into and helping to form this new world of education. The leading initiatives display tens of thousands of subscribers for each course. However, it's important to mention that the dropout rate is particularly high. Currently, the majority of these courses do not grant academic credit, but it is a matter of time before the possibility of gaining academic credits will be open to the public. It is still too early to predict the full impact of this direction on academic institutions, but when students from Kenya are taking courses from MIT in their own village, this may be part of the next educational revolution. The third and final direction is the flipped classroom model, or as some others call it, flipped teaching model. The flipped classroom is a very popular trend. It's a form of blended learning in which students learn new content online by watching video lectures or reading the course materials at home, thus enabling the lecturer to use the class time for rehearsing the material, focus on personalized guidance, and interact with the students, instead of just exposing the students to the material for the first time. Okay friends, we have come to the end of my presentation. I thank you for your attention. Have a great time during your visit in Israel and see you in the future.